G'day legends, and welcome back to another episode of That Slot Car Bulletin for a Friday. It has been a massive week in the news of the slot car world. We've had the Scalextric 2024 release Q1. We've had Carrera Hybrid announced and much more. But before we get stuck into today's bulletin, as always, I want to say a massive thank you to at home for tuning in regularly and the official news sponsor, Slot. But let's get stuck into your bulletin for a Friday. So let's kick off the Friday bulletin with what's new at Slot, and we'll kick off with the Scalextric 2024 cars. I'll throw some pictures up whilst I'm talking. Check your local distributor, but of course, Slot has showed us what is coming for them for Q1. This is just the cars that I'm showing at the moment. Very exciting stuff. If you haven't seen the video, there's a fair few of us that did the catalog release, so please check out your socials for those videos. Also, let's move on to Racer Sideways. We don't get much news from these legends. Slot showing the Lamborghini Huracan GT3. Huge Lambo fan. I don't think we see enough Lambos in the hobby. And we've also got the Ford GT69 Le Mans 2019. I'm a Ford man. This is one of my favorite Fords that I think they've ever built. It's not using a motor in real life that you think they would have for a car of this status. And moving on to NSR, we've got the historic line, the Formula 86 to 89. This is the Rothmans. They're showing the Art and Center car number 2. They've also got the Rothmans car 0, which is Damon Hill. Moving on to the McLaren 720S GT3, car number 7 and car 33. These look quick. I think they're going to be very quick. Being NSR, you can expect some big things from them. And that's what's new from Slot for today's bulletin. And sticking with Scalextric, of course, the 2024 Q1 releases were shown this week. They've got a video of the Batmobile from 1989, one of my favorite cars when it comes to movie, my actual favorite Batman car, going around the track. This is a pre-production model, so things might change. If anything does change, I want to recommend making sure the flame at the back is lit up. Possibly, is it too late, guys, to chuck that in? Would be good to see. Also, we've got the Taxi, or the Checkered Taxi 1977. They're also showing us a version of that, not a render, a proper car. So keep an eye on their socials. They are throwing out some pics of the Q1 cars. I did put the GTI Rabbit up on our Facebook page, so please take a look at the Scalextric Facebook and socials, because they are throwing out some photos of some of the latest cars. And next up, we've got Carrera. Huge news from them. The Carrera Hybrid was revealed. There'll be more information coming. There's 2 more toy shows, I believe, coming up in January, which we should get some more news. I did do a video on this. We've seen the Porsche GT3s. They've shown us the box art for 2 of the sets. Let me just clarify. This isn't a rerun of Anki or Hot Wheels AI. It's their own product with another company. We've got some licensed cars here, up to 30 cars at once. It is not slot car related. I understand that, but anything Carrera news is always good to share. Keep your eyes on the socials, because they will be going to some more toy fairs coming up, and I believe they'll be releasing some more information. And some very exciting news. I have the 2024 catalogue in my possession. Can I show you? No, I can't. Unfortunately, I can't. I have signed an NDA with Carrera. I have seen the 2024 catalog, and I believe I can release a video on that on the 30th of January. Now, I will update you on that. If that is the wrong date and time, I will update the video release. But yes, I have seen the 2024 catalog. Next up, Scale Auto are showing off one of their pro tracks. This is at the Barcelona Club Slot Chaos. I do love seeing these tracks. As you know, I do have some Scale Auto track here donated from Show Us Your Slots. I believe the track that they've sent me is massive. Not to this scale, but pretty close, but I won't be building something that big. So another pro track out in the wild. And also the WES 24-hour, the registrations for the May race, which is the 3rd, 4th and 5th, registrations are open now. They take their racing seriously. I hope they really stream it to another level this year so we can get involved. I would love to go to one of these. Of course, I'm in Australia. It's a bit hard to get to, so I will try and bring you as much information of the race and of course of the news when it comes to the Scale Auto racing side of things. Well, there you go, 2 good bits of news from Scale Auto. So next up, we've got NSR showing off their brushless kit. Yes, this is controversial. I know everyone thinks it's overpriced. I'm not here to back the price. I'm not here to talk, should it be cheaper? I will present the news. I have driven a brushless wing car. I have to say, I've driven brushless when I was an RC car racer, very amateur racer, and I loved it. And I did love the winged brushless car that I drove when I visited Show Us Your Slot. So I can back brushless. If you do have the money, this is what it's worth from NSR. For the full kit, this is everything. It's 350 euros. If you just want the controller, they call it the Ecom, that's 70 euros. If you just want the V1 motor, that is 300 euros. So if you buy it all together, you are saving 20 euros. Don't come at me about price. I don't price these things, and I'm not going to say if it's good or bad, because again, this is up to the companies to price what they believe it's worth. But I can definitely back the brushless technology. I think it's a good thing for the hobby. So there you go, some news from NSR. Next up, we've got SCX. Now, I've got some news to share, which I kind of understand and I don't. I've tried to decipher it. If you know any more than me, please put it in the comments. They've got what's called the Extreme Race. Now, there's 24 drivers, 4 circuits, and I believe it says 1 winner. Now, they've used athletes, content creators, influencers within that space. I'm not 100% sure if this is a real race or if this is a slot car race. Can someone decipher that for me? I've probably missed that. It's probably in bold saying slot car race, but I don't know. If it is, I'd love to be a part of this next year. I wouldn't say that I'm an influencer. I'd say I'm a content creator, but maybe not an influencer just yet. But it'd be good to be a part of this if this is a slot car race. I could be completely wrong. Something interesting to share with you. I'd like bringing you different news. Also, something that we can relate to, it's the 132 Rally Tent by SCX. Love it. Huge rally fan here. I wish I had a rally set up. I do like rally racing. I think the way they do it in Europe is quite special. So if you do want the rally set, the rally tent, sorry, you can get it from SCX. So next up, THATSLOT showing off one of their latest machines, the Toyota GR10. This will be in resin, quite interesting choice. Can't wait to see what they pump it out like. Of course, resin has been around for a long time, but technology has moved on. So can't wait to see this finished. This hypercar range is exploding in the world of slot cars and in the world of racing. So very cool that THATSLOT has dived on this one. Any more news, I will bring it to you, but I can't wait to see one of these produced to see what it looks like in resin. So next up, SRC showing us some behind the scenes footage of them working on the Toyota LMP1 Chrono edition of the Michelin livery. Big fan of these videos. I love seeing how the companies work, and I fully back SRC. This, I say the Hyper range was a real big jump out of their norm, and they've done a good job with it. So if you haven't tried out any of their cars, highly recommend the LMP1 series, and of course all their other cars are beautiful and do perform well. So check out SRC's range if you haven't got one in your collection. Next up, we have 2 liveries from Pioneer. I love getting news about Pioneer. You do know, if you watch the channel, one of my favorite cars in my collection is the Legend series. I do have to thank Electric Dreams for sending me these photos. This is where I got them from, so cheers, Legends. And we don't always see their dealer special cars, which is the gold version. It's Marlboro, it's the Legend series. Highly recommend the series. It's a lot of fun. They're 130, they're not 132, they are 130, and they're a lot of fun. If I just want to go out and run a car around a track when it's built, I always pick up my Golf version of this exact car. The dealer special, what does that mean? Well, this one is put in a box for the dealers. It's almost what we'll call a chase. If you are a die-cast car collector, that's the cars you look for because they're quite rare. And of course, you've got the standard Marlboro livery. Will I get my hands on a dealer special? Maybe one day, let's find out. But there you go, 2 new liveries from the Legends from Pioneer. Next up, we have Revo showing 3 liveries of one of my favorite brands, Porsche. You can't go wrong with a Porsche. I do want to say a big thank you to DNA. He did send, or the channel did send the photos to me to put on the news. Without the support of all these other people, sometimes I wouldn't get this stuff on the news. So thank you very much, guys. Check out that channel. They do a lot of Revo BRM reviews, and these 3, take your pick. Which livery do you want? Big fan of BRM, big fan of Revo, and can't wait to see these on track. Next up, the Legends from Bauer are showing off 2 liveries, part of their Racing Heroes 70, both NSU TTs. One is a Golf livery, my pick of the bunch. Huge Golf fan. The second one is the Skewer, which is red and white. If you haven't seen a Bauer car close up, they're small, but they are packed full of detail. Of course, they are HO. Big fan of the Golf. That's my choice out of the 2, and I highly recommend trying out a Bauer in your collection. So that's a wrap on today's edition of That Slot Car Bulletin for a Friday. I want to say a massive thank you for you all tuning in regularly, and a big thank you to the official news sponsor, PendleSlot. It has been a massive week in the news, and I do want to say a thank you to all of you because the channel has had a fair few views because of what news was released. So thank you very much for tuning in. We've had the Carrera Hybrid, we've had the 2024 Scalextric Q1 release. There will be 2 more release dates coming out, so stay tuned for that. And also I have seen the 2024 catalogue for Carrera. Some pretty cool stuff, but I just can't share it yet. I'm very, very sorry. But as always, at That Slot Car Guy on Instagram, YouTube, Rumble, TikTok, and all those other great places. If this is the kind of content you like, please consider subscribing. If you want to be a member of the channel, there's a member button on the channel page, and we will be starting up some stuff in February. But be safe, take care, support your local. Bye! Wow!